And ladies and gentlemen, I will just say it right now, nothing has come yet. Hello my friends, welcome back to another video on the Piewdiepie Live channel. If you want to join us right now on a live stream, because this was recorded live, you can join these despicable human beings right here on twitch.tv/Piewdiepie. But if you don't want to do that, you could also just subscribe. It's very easy, and we speak about things such as this, because today we're going to be covering a topic which I think a lot of you, when this video comes out, will know about, because I am making a video right now speaking about Cryaotic. Cryaotic, if you didn't know, was a content creator. I guess he was known for his gaming content. He was known for his friendships of people like Pewdiepie and Boyinaband. I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, he was known for like his gaming content and stuff like that. But mysteriously, as you can see, Cryaotic dropped off the face of planet Earth. 2 years ago, Cryaotic uploaded a video titled Cry Talks, We Stopped Being Genuine a Long Time Ago. You could say that's a bit of an understatement. What's the reason that Cryaotic disappeared? Again, if you've watched my video, you'll probably already know about all of this at this point, but to the live viewers and people that haven't watched that video, we're going to go for a little explanation, and I want this to be a bit of a live version of that video. We're going to go through some of the stuff and just take a look at this and how weird this topic is. There's not really an angle we're going at, other than I guess we could say this is me like diving a bit deeper into it on a live stream. As you can see, there were a plethora, and I don't say that word lightly, there were a plethora of allegations against this man. In 2020, there was a lot of stuff. A tweet was made, which it no longer exists. A lot of stuff came out about Cryaotic, accusing him of a lot of horrible, horrific things, which involved well, it started off as a cheating thing, but it then led into allegations of doing things which I can't say for YouTube TOS reasons, which I can say on Twitch, but I will censor that. Things that involve young fans, pretty much. And it's honestly like an avalanche, chat. I have never seen a situation where there was so many allegations. It was genuinely quite insane to see. And I remember this happened in 2020, and I remember seeing it thinking, this is a really weird situation, because yes, there were allegations, but the thing is he uploaded this video. It's a response to everything, and it's genuinely so utterly bizarre, because it's not only one of the worst response videos I've ever seen, but I'm just going to play it and we're going to live react to it. I showed it in my video, but we're going to live react to it right now, because this response to allegations is so bad. Like, it could take an actual award for being probably the worst response to serious. I mean, look at the like. I mean, to be fair, it's got 29,000 likes, which makes this even more insane. Let's get into this.
Before you start to think you're a hypocrite, I want you to understand that I'm coming at this from a perspective of someone who genuinely does not like Past Me, because Past Me...
This is a thing which, like, so many... I think Destry Smith did this. This is a thing which so many YouTubers that get exposed to doing something horrific, they're like, oh, I didn't like Past Me. I mean, you didn't like Past You because Past You has stopped you from earning shitloads of money in the future, and because of your stupid criminal actions, you now cannot continue without being called a nonce by everybody on the internet. That doesn't mean, I am sorry for what I did. All that means is, oh yeah, I did not like Past Me, and it's kind of like this manipulative tactic to convince his audience, oh, he's a different person now. Well, that's great. Even if he is a different person and does regret the things, I mean, for one, he probably just regrets being caught because he didn't speak about this before he was accused of doing these things. And two, this whole thing of saying that you are, I guess, a different person is just you trying to convince the audience that they should stay because, yeah, there's somebody different and new here who is different to the person that committed those horrible actions.
Past Me didn't accept that he could actually be wrong. Past Me thought he was infallible. Every single time somebody makes a mistake in the world, people are like, man.
It wasn't a mistake. This is another thing, another textbook YouTuber manipulation right now. It's not a mistake to DM your underage fan. That's not a mistake. That is a criminal offense. Yeah, it's like imagine if you're in court, right, chat, and you get called up. The judge is like, "What's your defense?" Pretty much. How are you not a big stinking nonce? And you go, "It was an honest mistake. It was an honest mistake, and I've grown." And that's a different person now. No, we're not in a fucking M. Night Shyamalan movie. We're not in Split. It's not like you're a different human being. We're not doing that.
We're just taught, man, mistake, better hide it, otherwise I'm gonna be in trouble.
Actually, no, we're not. I think as human beings, we are taught, hey, you should own up to your mistakes and you should, grow from them. But as Just Noticed in the chat, you don't accidentally groom somebody, allegedly. I have to say, for legal reasons, everything we're speaking about in this video is an allegation, but you don't accidentally do the things which you were sending in screenshots. And I'm not going to go through the screenshots because, ladies and gentlemen, I would like this video to not be age restricted. Let's just say those DMs were, well, criminal, in my personal humble opinion.
We forgot to actually teach lessons instead of just getting mad.
Maybe you needed to be taught the lessons of DMing minors is illegal. This is the thing. It kind of reminds me of the Boyinaband thing of where it's like, I was never taught what laws there are. It's like, yeah, mate, we know. And it's like, we know, mate, that you clearly haven't been taught the laws of Cryaotic of not DMing underage fans. That Boyinaband impression I just did, I worry was actually worryingly good. And I deeply, genuinely, Cryaotic, this is how you do it. I am sorry for that. End of story.
People grow up with a lot of pride and they realize, man, I'm so perfect. So
I am.
If anybody up, I'm gonna project a lot of insecurities on those people because I'm infallible.
Okay, now what about the kids that you messaged, allegedly?
When I was younger, I started this YouTube because I didn't really have a purpose in life.
I don't care. Like, I simply don't care. Get to the point, because you're not being genuine right now.
I needed something to give me some kind of purpose. I didn't have any actual confidence. I got my confidence from people.
I don't care. Like, this is such pointless garbage. Like, mate, just get to the point of where you were caught diddling. This whole minute and a half is, guys, I had such a sad, depressing life. We know it, mate. We know you were a social degenerate, lonely bastard. That's your whole branding, pretty much. But that doesn't mean, like, I've also been a social degenerate, lonely bastard. But you don't do those things that you've been accused of doing. You just don't. Half my chat, absolute losers. But I'd like to believe that they also aren't going around committing criminal actions.
Telling me, man, you're great. That was immature.
It wasn't immature. If what you were accused of doing is true, you've committed a crime. Like, imagine you're in court and the judge says again, what's your defense? I was being immature. No, cry talks. We're not doing that. That's not immaturity. That's the problem. In fact, with the immaturity, the problem is, mate, you were DMing immature people. Like, because they hadn't actually fucking matured yet. Like, it sounds like a joke, but it's sadly not a joke. That's what you've been pretty much accused of.
Also doing this, I had never really left my room for so long. I'd grown
we can tell
so much that I didn't realize I was a fucking adult, but I was meant.
Again. This is such a bad. I didn't remember that I was. You just forget your age. You went to buy a beer and they were like, "You got ID?" No, I forgot my age. Sorry. Then puts the beer down and leaves the shop. No, you don't forget your age. So again, it's more textbook manipulative tactics. Like, it's just so embarrassing. And the fact that this is still on his channel with 1.8 million views is genuinely insane. And he even says in the description, no, I was never with anyone underage on a physical level. It was all online. Well, Cryaotic, it's still real human beings. I literally love that he admits it in his comment section. I didn't even realize that. I now need to go back and re-record some stuff because I didn't realize that he actually fully admits to it in his description. What the fuck? What? That's not immature. That's a fucking crime.
Mentally a child.
You weren't mentally a child. You were an adult. This is, again, more textbook manipulative tactics. This is insane. And I've seen people defend this bloke. People be like, oh, it was years ago. Honestly, it wasn't that long ago. 5-10 years, not that long. Especially when you're his age. How old is Cryaotic again? I'm pretty sure he's like 30. Yeah, he's 33. So 5 years ago, he would have been like 28. Like, that's still an age where you're absolutely... Your brain is dying at that point because you've grown to a point of maturity, like peak maturity. So like you are a grown adult. You have responsibility for your actions. These things happened in like 2016, 2014. You were in your mid-20s, sunshine.
I've always felt disingenuous because I was never open with people about things.
Because if you were open about things, you would probably end up in a prison cell.
I was hiding things. I was never able to be genuine with people anymore after the fact that I cheated on my girlfriend with people who I didn't realize were even underage in the first place. So, yes.
How many times have we had that? I didn't realize. Oh, I didn't realize it. If you're going to engage with somebody in a certain way, a certain adult way, and you don't actually know them, like personally in real life, you've met them online, you as a person have to do diligence to do the research to find out their age. Because if you're going to be engaging in something like that, you should know that they are above the age of 18. Like you should. Like that's a basic 101 moral responsibility of checking somebody's age if you don't know them.
But I promise you, I'm not that same person anymore, and I resent that person who I was.
You resent the fact that you were caught. Like, that's it. If you resented that person, we would know about this before you made this video to respond to you being called out for it. You didn't make this video because the guilt was building up inside you.
I was hiding who I was this whole time. I never wanted to be on a pedestal in the first place.
That's, again, this is another thing. You clearly did, because that's why you upload videos onto your YouTube channel. You have an entire series dedicated to Cry Talks where you tell people your personal feelings. You want this, and there's no need to lie about it. And again, he's doing it to manipulate his audience into thinking he's the good guy.
And I think that's because I was always afraid of people knowing who I really was.
A nonce.
Just some lonely guy trying to find a purpose.
A nonce.
Just some lonely guy who genuinely is someone who would be considered a basement dweller, but luckily I live in Florida, so...
A nonce who happens to live in Florida.
Oh, there's no basements.
A nonce without a basement in Florida.
It took me 31 years.
A 31-year-old nonce in Florida who doesn't have a basement, who is also a nonce.
It took me until 10 minutes before my 31st birthday to realize I was going in a constant projection of fucking nothing because I never really accepted who I was.
Why are you telling me this? This is in a video where you literally have detailed in your description is about you having relations with underage people on the internet. Why are you telling me about your basement in Florida and your life story? I don't care.
I made excuses, and I'm sorry for that. I'm not going to say any more because this is not some...
Well, you clearly have, mate. Because literally 4-minute video and we're only 2 minutes and 40. You've got like another almost half of the video left. You definitely do say more.
This is more addressing the things that need to be said, more so than giving people their dirt or tea or whatever the they need. I just feel like people need to be able to express themselves, be them victims or not. I always consider myself a victim because of the way I was.
This is my favorite part about this, and I speak about this in my video. It's like he's banging on about how he's, I guess, affected people. Even in the comment section, he's like, I'm not asking for like forgiveness and stuff like that because of the people that he's affected and stuff. He said he doesn't want to diminish the act that he's done and the people that are concerned, but it's like he then goes on to portray himself to be the victim. Like, how can you say that? Let's get that again.
I always consider myself a victim because of the way I was raised.
No, you're just a loser. Like, you're not a victim, mate. You're just a loser. And YouTube, I'm not bullying here. Like, he has literally called himself that in this video, saying he's like a social degenerate that doesn't leave the house and is in a basement, which isn't also a basement. I'm repeating what he's saying. In this video, he's told me he's not only a loser, but he has actually messaged underage kids.
However, that kind of mentality made me the actual instigator as opposed to the protagonist that I always thought I was.
Again, he's trying to create reasoning for what he has done. There is no reasoning which isn't morally reprehensible. Like you've only done bad here. He's trying to gaslight, manipulate, just whatever you want to say, manipulate his audience into thinking that he is the good guy who, I don't know, he's acting like he's fucking Anakin Skywalker. The dark side took over him and he became Darth Vader. I'm sorry, mate, but even the dark side doesn't make you message kids. I'm sorry, but just the reality of things, mate. You're not like busting down the Jedi Temple. That would also be a crime, but you're committing another crime, which I don't think the dark side made you do. Palpatine wasn't a nonce.
Because everyone said you're so perfect all the time.
Again, being called perfect doesn't mean you do the things that you did.
That's a horrible mindset to take, and everyone should really be able to look into themselves and see that they need to grow. They need to stop excusing every little thing they do.
Kill me.
Because they're afraid of the repercussions. As soon as you start being afraid of the repercussions...
I thought this fucker said that he's not going to be speaking anymore. You keep on speaking, and it's just getting worse.
You stop growing. I'm sorry.
You're not a plant, mate. You're not a bonsai tree. If you stop making YouTube videos, you're not going to stop growing. There aren't going to be a leaf plant coming out of your ass. That's not what's happening here. He's bringing up growth again, as I said earlier, because they like to convince the audience that, I can change and become a better person. Okay, great, go do that. But you've revoked the privilege to having your social platform, which you built on the trust of your audience. Like, we know that what you use your platform for, and I don't want to risk that ever happening again. So no. You're not in jail. Like, I don't think you are anyway. You're not in jail. That should be a win in itself for you, mate. That should be your victory. Move on and f*** off.
I have in the description an unlisted video showing that I would really like people to understand that it is okay to express their feelings.
What?
How many feet were missed, chat? Let me know.
What? Did he... Again, I didn't... Mate, I've missed a few things. Did he upload this on the day of him... Okay, I don't know. What? Oh my god. This is just... He's a weird... He has responded to a nonce allegation by saying not only is he the victim, but he's also gonna plugged his Twitch. He's gonna plug his Twitch. Do you understand how mental that is? Like, I thought it was bad, but the bloke's promoting his Twitch channel with a stupid little drawing where he's sat on a fucking chair in front of a fire. You are insane. You are actually mental. Ever since then, he's kind of dropped off the face of the earth. But one time, he did come back for a little moment of where he changed his profile picture to more to come. And ladies and gentlemen, I will just say it right now, nothing has come yet. Nothing's come since then. More to come, nothing came from it. And again, it just shows his personality. Despite everything, the community being like, please leave. We don't want you anymore. You are a dangerous man. More to come. And then he actually responded, as again, we spoke about my video, being like, oh, that video, I was in a bad state. Manic episode. Mate, manic episodes don't make you message kids and stuff like that. And also, fair enough, but it's still on your YouTube channel. Your manipulation video where you convince your audience that you are the victim in a situation where you have created victims. Your video about that is still there with millions of views. It's accumulating thousands of likes. I know it's got dislikes, but look at this. That's chat. Regardless of how much came out after this, how did when this first came out, people listened to that video and liked it 29,000 times? That's what's so worrying about this audience, because it did work, not for the most part, but this video did work. And I think the reason it's still up is because there are 29,000 people, which is still a lot of people, whether you want to deny it or not. 29,000 people have said, oh, yeah, I agree with you. I still love you, because that's what that is. That's validation to what he said in this, and he's come onto Twitter, as I said, saying that he was in a manic episode. But it's like, I mean, take it down then. Take it down. It's genuinely insane to me. But yeah, ever since then, he's completely gone AWOL. He was even going to do a live stream again, plugging his blooming Twitch or something with his group, and it's like, mate, you are insane. Like, and again, as I said, after this, so that this was on the 21st of June. As you can see, so much came out about Cryaotic after this. Apparently, the FBI are involved or were involved. I don't know how true this is, and there is a lot of controversy about some of the people in this situation who are victims, saying that they have also done bad things themselves. And okay, I can understand that, but at the end of the day, they are still victims. And the fact of why I'm speaking about these issues is not only to bring justice, but also to prevent these things from happening again. Because if people be like, oh yeah, sure, they're victims, but they've also done bad things themselves, well, that will just enable Cryaotic to come back and have the platform that he had previously, which he abused. So what's to stop him from doing that again in the future? I do think that Cryaotic will eventually come back, because he's got a massive platform, and it's clear that he hasn't really regretted that much, considering these insane videos are still up and his tweets are still up and everything in my video that I discussed is still available. And I think eventually he will come back, and I'm kind of worried that people will just eat this up. As you can see now, it's people very sad and reminiscent about the good times, but I don't know, man. I've seen people come back from worse, and this is definitely one of the worst situations in terms of allegations. But I really wanted to react to that and show you guys how truly terrible this whole thing was. But what makes it even weirder, I found this tweet from 2019 regarding another situation, but they followed it up saying, the one side of YouTube that should be pure and innocent, and it's all fucking soiled by some horrible string of decisions that doesn't get shown on camera. It's also reminiscent of the time when Cryaotic and Cheyenne broke up and Cry was supposedly talking to underage girls. This was made in May 2019. The first situation that came out about this is on the 18th of June 2020. And I don't know if I'm being a conspiracy theorist here, but to me, the fact that this exists shows somebody knew about this. It may have been a community widespread known thing, as like a thing which wasn't spoken about because people knew it can't be, or because people were being silenced. I don't know. It's just weird that this was absolutely bang on the money, including the person that it involved, but it came out a year before anything else did. I don't know who this person is, but it is insane to me that it's clear that this stuff has been out in the private, I guess, landscape of YouTube, spoken about as rumors, but no one ever did anything until, I guess, the situation exploded. But it says to me that maybe there's more out there about the situation, which makes it even worse. But I'm not really sure what to take, other than this is a horrific situation. And people like Cryaotic really do nothing but put a bad name on YouTubers, but also just people in general. His whole apology is a really good textbook of how to be signaled when you're being gaslit. And I think you should look at this apology and think, if another YouTuber does something similar, probably apply the same logic that we're applying in this video. Because the apology isn't an apology. It's a guilt trip. That's what it is. The entire situation is one massive guilt trip. From the moment he got exposed, he wasn't willing to take any responsibility. And when things blew out of proportion of where he thought he could control things, he ran away. And I think that really summarizes not how much this guy's a coward, but just how much of a bad person he is. So I'm going to conclude this by saying, yeah, if you need more context, go watch my video, which will be out now when this video gets posted. But if you're watching this live stream, chat, the video will be posted for further context if you need it. But I'm also sure you can do your research, because there are other videos out there about this. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Comment beans if you want to just help in the algorithm. Like the video and subscribe. Peace out and have a cracking day. Bye-bye.